Yeah, Bob. All right. Good. I heard her crying. I know. And the fate of the nation comes down to little pieces of paper like this. Scribbled numbers that you get from somebody who's not supposed to share their exit polling with you. These numbers have held for about four hours now. And Kerry's the top number. Ohio, 5148. Pennsylvania, 5643. Florida, 5148. They have a word for that. And they usually write it in big black print on the front of newspapers. And they call it a fucking landslide.
I was on the convention floor. I was as close as you can get without being, literally next to the man. I was watching him. I was riveted. And then I saw this salute begin.
Thank you. I'm John Kerry, and
I literally held my breath and couldn't believe it. And by the time the salute was finished,
reporting for duty.
I mean, for me, at that moment, everything changed.
For America, the hope is there, the sun is rising, our best days are still to come. Thank you, good night. It's a beautiful day.
We're gonna do an avail right now.
What's my feeling? The key to victory. Bane, how are you, baby? How are we looking, man? We're gonna try to get more votes.
Does it make you nervous that this is the top level of the campaign right here? Makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, even what makes me more nervous, if we win, we'll be running the world.
You hide in the back of the van today?
Yes. This is my office, so to speak, right back here. The only 6'8" guy on the campaign resides in the back of the van.
6'8" or 6'4"?
6'8".
Okay, I thought
Senator
so.
6'4". And if you look at us, there's a little.
So Marvin,
Yes.
I think I'm going to introduce you to speak today.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. I have a lot to say. He spends all day talking with press people and policy people, and I'm sort of the one person I think that he can just let his guard down and just hang out.
Are you ready for the speech?
I'm ready. I know the stumps.
What would you say if I
I know the stump. You don't want me talking up
You
there.
want my stuff? Is fine. Marvin, you be the voice of God. You want to be the voice of God? Please welcome the next president of the United States. All right, come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next President of the United States, John Kerry.
Let me be as blunt and direct with the American people as I can be. Let me tell you the truth, which is what America deserves.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I guess we're in the final countdown to the debate, and we wanted to get together with all of you on the call and go into whirling dervish spin before we all head off to Miami. I'm a big believer that if the president ever asks you to do something, or if the candidate for president asks you to do something, you're supposed to always say yes. The goal is to sort of reach the election day as the finish line and collapse.
This is how David Morehouse ruined my life. I was out of this silliness. I had left the circus at the White House. I had a grown-up job, and Morehouse just kept calling, driving it. And the final way he convinced me to do it is he said, Jimmy, remember all those morons who ran all those campaigns we've been on in the past? He said, now we can be those morons.
CNN has a Gallup poll out that they won't release until 6 o'clock that shows 47W, 49 Kerry among registered. It shows what we've always thought the race should be, which is dead heat.
3 years ago, President Bush enacted a far-reaching ban on federal funding for stem cell research.
Senator, they say that you're lying on this subject, that the president's the first to provide funding. Senator, one question on the subject. Senator, there's no ban and he's the first to provide funding?
The senator has asked some of us up here to answer some of the questions. Professor Lebowski is going to answer the question. The gentleman's asking the difference between what the president has said and
I'm just trying to get the presidential candidate's response.
He just asked the professor to answer the question for you.
The presidential ban is
so lame. As much as they don't want to talk to us outside their terms right now, which means, very few press conferences and very little informal chit-chat, we're necessary for them. They're sometimes setting the terms about what we talk about, but we're the means by which that message gets disseminated throughout the country.
It was interesting that we really didn't see anybody doing their job. Most of these people, their fundamental relationship is with the media. And mostly, therefore, the job has got to be to take care of media people.
Do you think I could do an NBC interview with my voice like this? Yes. Take a big slug of water. I know. Over.
That's a quote of the week. Kicking ass, taking names.
Stephanie Cutter is inexplicable. She is mean-spirited, inattentive, not too bright.
There was a couple times where I said, Steph, these guys are having negative personal reactions to your personality. You need to hear that, and they're having that reaction. You shouldn't kid yourself about it.
As a reporter, it's just you come away from that experience with a decidedly bad taste in your mouth.
And we're not going to see us divided into red states and blue states. We're going to unite America as one America, red, white, and blue for all.
Look, what you do when you haven't run before is you think the guys who are managing are smarter than you in terms of not the substance, but in terms of, well, this is the way, the press will respond. Who gives a goddamn how you respond? I really mean it. I don't give a goddamn how you respond.
Forgive me for asking this, because I know you're trying to stay on message things. Like, I know you don't care what the reaction of the ink-stained wretches is generally, but watching this campaign, as we all have for so long, it seems like every 10 minutes there's a shift in sort of what the strategy is. Again,
who gives a shit? Whether you think or anybody thinks they're going to stick to a message. What is important is what's coming out of his mouth. The story is what's coming out of his mouth. Not whether Joe Lockhart got trumped by me or anybody else to change the message. That ain't the story. That's your story. But that ain't the story anybody around here cares about. Anyway, see you guys. I gotta go. Yeah. All right.
Newsweek? I didn't want to be, and it wasn't my job to be a spokesperson for the campaign. I didn't see my function on this campaign as media manipulator.
it's a sad day in the campaign when the staff is attacking the press.
Not a spy among them. I was a campaign person, and they understood that.
Holy shit, look, there's work to do. Are we ready to go?
Daddy.
Hey folks, we need a loan.
We gotta run.
This is the boat. This is freedom. The name of the boat is Columbine.
Is it really?
It is. It's named that in 1994, well before the massacre.
It's beautiful.
You have nightmare days on the campaign, and you just pull this out and flip through these things. Like I said, some people have children. Beautiful boat. Yeah, it's a beautiful boat. Really great. And that's where I'm gonna go. Me and the boat.
There are two things that happened in the past week, not just the debate, but also a lot of very bad news coming out of Iraq. Kidnappings, bombings, those are also helping Senator Kerry. It's not just the debate that's making this a horse race.
Gonna get him and give the raspberries. Who's gonna do that? Daddy's gonna do it. Daddy. Yes. Daddy. Daddy's here. Daddy. Why do you keep running around yelling, Daddy? Here I am.
I know, that's no good, huh? He's become afraid of my suitcase.
Yep, that's Daddy up on the wall.
Who's that?
Daddy.
That's Daddy. Who's that?
Daddy.
There was a time when he was calling all pictures Daddy. That's when I knew it was time to come home. They've been coming at us on a couple of different things. I think they're reeling a little bit and they're just reaching. So we have to figure out what we want to do, whether we want to respond, and how that response will be. We may hit back tomorrow. Yeah, so what do we got tomorrow? No, I know. But what tack would you take? I mean, I think Bush should pay a price every single time. So no matter who mentions it, where, he should pay some kind of price.
This is the boat right here. I love this boat and I miss it desperately. I did 88. I worked for Gary Hart in 1987, and then Dukakis, and then on the Clinton campaign in 92, 96, 2000, and now 2004. It's about 4 campaigns too many.
So you know how Bush left Houston National Guard?
Listen, these guys have had it both ways on this Vietnam shit. But now we're gonna be like, fair's fair, fuckface. Where the hell were you? What's with the running? Just can you name one of your pals that was in the Air National Guard in Alabama? Somebody you hung out with?
Yeah, somebody
Come
who
on.
saw you there.
Yeah, you were a sociable guy.
Commander that saw you there.
Come on, just one guy. Give us one guy, Mr. President. No, we're not going to ask you any other questions, Mr. President. That's what we want to know. And we're reporters, so we get to ask these questions.
We're trying to figure out how they're going to try to get even because they were really pissed about what we did the last 2 debates. So the only way we can think that they would try to get even is to have someone off stage that when the debate's over, that instead of just bringing out the spouses, they would bring someone out on camera. Maybe they'd bring Bush Sr., Colin Powell.
They pushed for Colin Powell last
Okay. All right, I'm going to get on this operations call.
David Morehouse, there's been asked in for Tony Wilson, the state political director, to ride in the motorcade from the debate to the rally.
Unfortunately, he's going to want to unwind with THK.
Why is he going to with THK?
Because he just finished a major debate, and he's going to need a couple minutes before he goes to a rally to unwind. It's not a big deal. This way.
If we couldn't trust John Kerry then, how could we possibly trust him now?
It's sick. This guy went over there and fought for his country, and war hero saved a man's life, and they put that crap on television. It's ridiculous.
How could you accuse us of being war criminals?
How can you expect our sons and daughters to follow you when you condemned their fathers and grandfathers?
It was an internet ad, then $200,000 ad buy, the first Swiftpost, whenever it was, mid-August. Fox immediately ran with it as though it were a news story, which is predictable and understandable. That's what they do. CNN, good government grounds, sat on their hands for 3 days, But the difference this time was Fox is kicking CNN's ass in ratings. So CNN finally said, give me Swiftboat. The fact that those two are in competition and they drive it into the cycle is instructive, But we fucking missed it. Everybody missed it. I think people in our headquarters are applying the old lesson, which is you're the dumbest person in the room if you're advocating keeping this thing up in the air.
So the first day, that's your reaction. That's the right reaction. The second day it plays, now the question is, do you respond now and turn it into a 3-day story, or do you let it go?
Why do so many of us have serious questions?
John Kerry cannot be trusted.
So Fox had it for 3 days by themselves. That started to percolate. CNN kicked it up. The networks kicked it up, and they kept taking gaps. To me, that's the most interesting dynamic that's happened on this campaign, and it killed us. But I'd rather have a nightmare August than a nightmare October. Fuckers.
It wasn't necessarily a substance of not responding. It was not responding to being attacked. It was a deeper effect of someone smacking John Kerry. He's not hitting back. He must be weak.
I mean, the problem was that Swiftboat was largely true. For all of its factual inaccuracy, its sentiment was true, which is that you know, this guy was you know, he was an anti-war guy. That's it. That's what he was doing.
First debate on international affairs was supposed to be President Bush's strength, and he didn't quite cut it in that debate. And now he's got to really struggle to catch up in the remaining 2 debates, which are going to be focused on domestic issues.
Now, please join me in welcoming with great respect President Bush and Senator Kerry. The first question is for Senator Kerry.
The president got $84 from a timber company that he owns, and he's counted as a small business.
I own a timber company? That's news to me. You need some wood?
Most small businesses are such after escort.
What just happened? He said, did I own a timber company? Do you need some wood? That's weird.
Timber company? What the fuck was he talking about? Yeah. Bush on the timber company?
I don't think so. I hope you don't think that. I mean,
Did you hear that?
Because I think whoever's president must guard your liberties, must not erode your rights.
Okay, you guys are on that because they're going to be all over it.
That concludes tonight's debate.
That's good. ABC has us. We won 44-41. It's closer than the last one, but we won.
Mr. Morehouse.
Marvin, I want you to go out there, stand behind the senator, and stick your tongue out. I'll give you $50.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be very useful, helpful to the campaign.
It wouldn't hurt the campaign.
Now maybe I could go out and like pull my pants down.
Now that would be something.
Maybe.
I'd give you more than 50 for that. Great job, man.
Well done. Well done. Yep.
Kerry strategists say they will be positioned to win on November 2nd. Instead of standing up for you, George Bush has chosen secret meetings.
Bush, Cheney, and Blass carry on reducing terror to a nuisance.
Sort of like gambling and prostitution.
Cheney is such a...
This is all part of a pre-9/11 mindset and dangerous. As was earlier this year.
They are scrounging. They lied. They lied. They lied. They lied. They lied. So all they can do is pick random, out of context quotes. Desperate. It is amazing.
But the polls show that it's neck and neck, and that's why the president's back in the state.
Colorado. That'd be huge. How do you lie to the American people like that and get away with what these guys have? Well, you don't think anybody's going to do anything about it? Amazing. I don't like that picture. Oh, I hate that picture.
And most undecided voters tend to break for the challenge.
In 3 weeks. I'm seriously, I'm starting to lose it a little bit. I can't sleep.
Really?
You having a problem with that?
No, I've been sleeping pretty good actually.
Yeah,
Well, the
it's
3
like
hours
4
I get
times.
every night.
Can I show you
Men in
something?
space stick?
By any objective standard. What the fuck is that? This is the fucking New York Times fucking magazine. Look at the fucking picture. Look at the inside. They're not trying to fuck us?
Are you surprised, Jim?
It might be, I know it sounds paranoid, but for Christ's sakes, they had fucking 75,000 fucking frames. Look at that. He's fucking fixing his tie.
You know how much
Here,
time
he's
they
like, the asshole said, hey, Senator, you know, he shot a bunch. It's like a fucking confidence game. They shoot a bunch of jacket, he comes out, you know, we're doing a photo shoot. We want to put you on the cover, it'll be great. He comes out in a jacket, he's like, okay, we have 15 minutes. Oh, I can't work like that, man. We need fucking 45 minutes. Okay, you can have 25 minutes. The fucking last 10 minutes, it's like, hey, Senator, you know what? Maybe you should have to fix your tie. Fucking bajink, boom, paching. It's on the fucking cover. Then fucking CNN is like a fucking George Bush ad. CNN's taking this thing and they're stepping in. They're like, Kerry, blah, 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 boom, boom. They fucking step right into it. Look at that picture.
They spent a good long time in there. We did
Look
that
at the
a while
fucking
back.
picture.
I know.
Sorry.
It's terrible.
I was stunned. Number one, that you think that the New York Times exists to give you good press. That's number one. No, and number two is, you know, you're supposed to control that situation. That's your job. What are you being paid for? You know, you set this up. I mean, I do this all the time. I know how. Why do you think actors get good publicity? Because they have teams of people in there negotiating, demanding, anticipating exactly what's going to happen. I don't know what those people did. They must have just sat back and said, oh yeah, you know, do with him what you will.
Pilot is clearing the tower with the tail numbers that we've got.
Service.
Yeah.
The plane is now, okay.
I'm going to go look at our plane.
All right, so the limo now is...
When was the last time I saw Air Force One? There it is, Hale.
But we don't officially get it till January.
I wouldn't be that confident. That's what we're fighting for, though. That was our plan. We're trying to get it back.
Okay. Where to go? Hey! Handshake. Handshake here. Handshake here.
Best landing he's had.
It's the best landing he's had.
Really?
Yeah. No question.
All right. Shake hands. What are these we going to be using? Are we going to be...
No.
Only Bob's going to be...
Yeah, you won't have a lot.
Okay. All right. Rock and roll.
Thank you to all the cameramen, everybody who's been working on this. We really appreciate all your efforts.
Who is it?
Thank you very, very much. Because I know afterwards we'll be kind of, you know.
Good evening from Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona.
He talks about middle-class tax cuts. That's exactly where the tax cuts went.
That's a lie.
More fair. 20% of the upper income.
I'm no researcher, but that's a lie.
To say that the borders are not as protected as they were prior to September the 11th shows he doesn't know the borders.
Plus 14 fade for us, minus 2 for Bush.
Thank you, good night, and God bless the United States of America.
The bottom line is, by 56 to 27, we won. Our favorables increased by 14 points. Bush's went down by 2. 56-27. John Kerry wins the debate over George Bush. Massive win.
I thought it was a huge night. He did so well in the first two debates. Expectations were so high, and he just met them. This is going to give us momentum to just take this home. This is a huge night for us.
Yeah, 3-0!
Starting tomorrow? Put up your fucking dukes, because they're going to come at us hard. They don't got anything else, man. I hope we start fucking hitting him before he hits us.
Senator Kerry had to use tonight to resolve these contradictions. He has a reputation, well-deserved, for being a vacillator and a flip-flopper, 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 flip-flopper.
And that goes back to his vote for the war. Having done that, it was, you know, he was in a corner. He was kind of screwed. You know, what was the differentiation between him and George Bush? It ultimately, on the most important issue, wasn't there. That was the moment I said, my God, that Karl Rove is a genius. He knew it. He knew this guy is what we as liberals and Democrats resisted. He knew he was a flip-flopper.
Everything that we care about is on the ballot in November 2nd.
On board Air Force One this morning, Mr. Bush paid a very rare visit to the press cabin and set his sights ahead.
The debate phase of the campaign is over, and now it's the sprint to the finish.
And from all indications, this race right now is a dead heat. That said, the Kerry campaign clearly believes it has some momentum.
Every day I'll go into that Oval Office and I'll be able to tell you I've got your back. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
For the second week in a row, we found that John Kerry had a higher likability score than President Bush. We also found that John Kerry was beating the president in basically almost every category other than leadership and the war on terror and commander-in-chief.
And let's take a look at some of those numbers and
Yes.
compare. Okay, for example.
The president is being so relentlessly negative right now. Kerry is out there talking about the future and talking about the way things are going to change, and Bush just seems to be negative all the time. If that happens in the next 2 weeks and crystallizes as a point of view, this is not going to be a close election. That's obviously the best case. That may not happen, and it may go the other direction. It may just be people finally say, you know, Kerry's not really the guy that I can get behind, and I guess I'll have to stay with Bush.
Hey, can you hear me? We're in and out of service. We're in the Appalachian Mountains. Yeah. I think I might find myself a husband here.
Why is it that I'm always asked, what are we going to do when George Bush attacks us? Why don't you go ask George Bush what's he going to do when we hold him accountable for all, the wrong that he's done?
Oh, that's a long time ago, right?
It's the same message.
I'm questioning why he always prevaricates on these issues. If we cannot believe anything he said about
big word,
his
nickel
past,
dime, nickel
how
dime.
can we believe anything he's saying about the future?
No, you can't believe a Democrat. He flip-flops. Can't trust him.
Any similarities between 92 and...
Yeah.
The message.
Message is exactly the same.
Bush.
We have a much better looking staff.
At a point, if you're successful as you go into the final stages of the campaign, where people really begin to imagine what it would be like to have you as president.
Thank you. Hey, son. How you doing, buddy? Give me 5. Attaboy.
But I think that you also then have to really start connecting with people so that they feel some emotional attachment to you. And I think that's harder for Senator Kerry, but it's one of the things we're doing now in this phase of the campaign with a lot of the kinds of campaigning that we're doing.
Seti, you see that sunset? We got about 2 minutes to get up there and get on the stage. We can't lose this shot.
Here we are 2 weeks from the election now, and we're running neck and neck with the President of the United States. If he campaigns at that level for the next 2 weeks, we're going to win the election.
Bill Clinton and I were talking, and he said, when the other guy wants you to stop thinking and is trying to scare you into not thinking, and you want Americans to think about their future, it's pretty clear who you ought to be voting for.
Meantime, in Florida, a new Washington Post poll showed a neck-and-neck race.
Just another beautiful day.
How many beautiful days are left?
16 beautiful days left. 15 beautiful days and then a hell day.
It's gonna be bad.
Well, for most people it won't be.
For you?
Haven't gone through it once before. Yeah, I don't look forward to it. In 2000, we actually, we're running up and down the hall celebrating. So there was a moment when Florida came in, and then Michigan, and then Pennsylvania. Those three, were a virtual lock for us. So there was champagne corks popped. People were running up and down the hall celebrating, and then they pulled Florida, and then it was just this long, slow. They let the air out of the celebration slowly, a little bit at a time, and then finally you saw the screen on a television said Bush wins.
For Marvin's birthday today, he's going to walk into his hotel room, and there's going to be a pony with a big red bow and a fucking. Have you ever seen what's up the pony? They're fired. They're like, oh, we're going to get a pony. I'm like, get the fucking pony.
I want him to go into his hotel room and have a big happy birthday banner and a pony with a big red bow. Is that crazy? It's like every little girl wants a pony. So I want to get Marvin a pony. What, am I crazy? How big is the pony? Get the fucking pony and put it in the hotel room. I don't... What? No, just get a pony, put him in there. Yeah. He needs to have a bridle on and just tie him to the fucking bed. And I want a big banner that says, Happy Birthday, Marvin. If you can't get a pony, get a goat, but I want it in women's lingerie. The goat has to be dressed in women's lingerie. And in that case, you do have to stay with the goat, or the goat will fucking eat the lingerie and the joke will be ruined. I want a red bow on either one, a goat or a pony. Do it. You got fucking 3 hours.
I'm waiting for an update. I think there's either going to be a pony in his room, or there's 2 like advanced guy heads on pikes.
Where's his room? On 10? These elevators?
You guys don't get into the liquor till he gets here.
The fallback was a live sheep. And what we ended up with, Rand, is that blowed up sheep right there. It's just crazy.
Do you know how hard it was to try and find a live farm animal?
I was wondering where you were.
What do we have here?
I've been wondering where you were, you little vixen.
What is that, Marvin?
Don't try running away from me again.
Marvin, what is it? What do you got going on here, Marv?
You look beautiful tonight. Ain't she a beauty?
Anatomically correct.
Ain't she a beauty?
There you are.
When I was an advanced guy, if somebody said, get a pony on the 10th floor of this hotel, you have 4 hours. I want a pony in room 1028 in 4 hours. I would have said, what color eyes should it have? I gave these guys 4 days, find me a pony, get it in the goddamn, well, where am I gonna find a pony? I said, go in the fucking phone book. You're an advanced guy. What do you mean, where am I gonna get a pony? And it was Pat Shern's job to do it, and he didn't do it. And then he came back with a pygmy goat. I can get a pygmy goat, which was bullshit and unacceptable. And I said to Pat, you should look forward to a long life of mediocrity. You suck.
The president enters the final 2 weeks with a slight edge in the polls and a giant advantage, 22 points, when voters are asked which candidate can better handle the war on terror.
They're not. They're 22-7 each.
Take this out. I'm changing the ending.
Oh my God, Josh, stop changing it.
No, we have to change them all anyway. So I redid these. Okay, we're adding 2 things to New Mexico. Ready? Take out the word private, and then conclude the sentence with, conclude the paragraph with, and we will fulfill the hope of stem cell research. I want to get stem cells in there. It's too big of a deal. So leave it out. And then we'll go to this new conclusion. I'm just scared that it's long. That's what I hope. Fucking who cares? Okay. If you give me the chance, I'll be a president who fights for you. Take it. Period. Easy, easy, easy.
Why don't you take these up?
Okay, let's reprint them. I'll take them up. I'll show them to Crummy.
Brokaw's going to come out this week and do a day in the life type thing. And Rather will do something next weekend, and then we're still trying to work out Jennings. So those, and then Katie is with us tomorrow. So that's a lot. Yeah.
See, right now he's looking at it. He's going, fuck Loftus. He's an asshole. Clink. He's just hung up on me and now goes into his voicemail. Yeah, that's it. Fucking my friend Seti.
Hello, little guy.
Rally on.
It's your daddy. Say hi, daddy. Hello. Say hi, daddy. What's a pig say?
Boing, 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 boing.
And a horsey?
Bah, bah.
What's a horsey say? Eee.
These questions are really easy.
Eee. Bye-bye, Jackson. Put the AC on, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We know a whole lot about where we know what we know.
Yeah.
We know we're going to go to Ohio. We know we're going to go to Florida. We know we're going to go to Wisconsin. So election days, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Boston, right?
So our last speech is
That's on Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. We need a closer. Dick Cheney said that if Kerry were president, the Soviet Union would not be democratic, Saddam would still be in power, and it was 1/3 which I said. Has Dick Cheney lost his mind? Hey, it's Stephanie. Could you give me a call about Dick Cheney? Thanks.
That's better. Sounds like Dick Cheney's lost his marbles.
I'm getting asked for comment. I'm just going to say, sounds like Dick Cheney's come unglued. Can I say that he's lost his marbles? No.
Why? Who's that? Joe? Come on, Joe. Lost his marbles.
Whew, it's hot here in New Mexico, isn't it?
There's our site over here.
Is it where we did the Gore event? It's where Carlos Santana said, the Gore. Mr. Vice President, I have something I want to tell you. And he walked over, he said,
Follow the light. Vice President said, excuse me? He said, follow the light.
What was he talking about?
No one really knows. But if we did it, we would have won. What's wrong with Jimmy? Have you talked to Jimmy?
About this?
Yeah.
He's tired, man.
He's tired. You should go to bed instead of go to the bar.
My advanced guys are literally, look at Lipford. He can't remember to put tea in the holding room. I mean, he can't remember. These guys are just, they got the week left in them. That's all they got.
They got what?
They got a week left. They had no break between.
I don't think anybody has more than a week left, to be honest.
Yeah, we need a whole new team if there's a recount.
Es my great honor de presentarles el próximo presidente de los Estados Unidos, John Kerry. Took us to war without a plan to win the peace. That's not tough. That's bad judgment. And that's why we ought to have a new commander-in-chief.
Katie, I'm sorry, the senator can come in now.
Okay, great.
Where are we going? Yes. The unisex room. How are you?
Good, how are you?
How y'all doing?
Good.
There you go.
No, you're fine.
Can somebody clip it on the back there, please? Are we going live?
They're all taped. They are all taped.
Give me a countdown here.
Okay, they said it 30 seconds about 15 seconds ago.
Fresh start.
They're having a problem in Cincinnati right now.
They are.
Holding for them.
Having a wonderful conversation with myself here. So what do you think about this election? Well, I think it's great. We're gonna... Any surprises that you found along the way? No, but the polls show this.
But you don't believe in polls.
Well, I don't believe in polls. But what do you think about this? You know, do you like President Bush? I don't know President Bush. Yes, I can, Greg. Let's go.
Ora parlare con tutti gli italiani in America.
I can?
I didn't say that. It's,
It's hot in here.
I know it is.
Bless, it's so hot in here. I'm sweating again after changing it.
The locker room.
I don't know who exercised in this locker room last, but they left a lot of themselves here. Hello? The truth is that in Florida, 1.3 million people, 1.2 million, don't have any health insurance. Did we lose them? Because I don't have anything.
He doesn't hear anything now.
I heard a click and nobody's there.
They lost power, I believe, at the truck.
Did you get my first answer?
We should just go. Just cancel. Yeah.
We're going right?
We're going to do Des Moines and then cancel the last two because we got to go.
Coming up soon?
Hello? Yes, sir. Hi, Jeff. Doing great, thank you.
John Kerry decided this was good luck for me to be wearing the hat. I've tried to take it off every day and every morning, and his suite when working on the speech, he says, "Where's your hat?" Yesterday, he made me go get my hat out of my car before he'd go out and give his speech. So I'm stuck wearing this hat. If they win tonight, I don't have to wear the hat anymore. So I'm very much looking forward to the Sox just winning, getting this thing over with, and I can take my hat off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be there in about 38 minutes. Boston's up 3-0 in the fourth.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I know. I'm like, I can't believe. I just like.
I'm gonna go call my dad and my twin brother and my fucking dead uncle. Red Sox just won the fucking World Series. This stuff you live. Kerry was on his fucking knees upstairs tonight going like, holy shit. I feel like renting a unicycle and riding it up and down the street and just blowing my brains out, even before the end of this most important, absurd, fucking infuriating, never-ending fucking presidential election that I desperately want us to win I'd even give up the fucking Red Sox thing. Kerry came back to the plane the other night. Somebody asked me about the Red Sox. Okay. If you had to choose, what would you choose? Would you choose the Red Sox win or you win? The Faustian fucking thing. And this is one of the reasons I love John Kerry to death, is he said, I've actually had that discussion with God. Which is beautiful. It's a beautiful answer. He just said, I've actually had that discussion with God. We've all had that fucking discussion with God. And I don't even know what to fucking say now. I don't care. I would trade it in a second. It's fucking baseball. Fuck baseball. Fuck the Red Sox. If you ask me, I say, fuck it. This is about something very, 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 very infinitely more important than all that.
About a year ago, when things weren't going so well in my campaign, somebody called a radio talk show and they said, thinking they were just cutting me right to the quick, they said, John Kerry won't be president until the Red Sox win the World Series. Well, we're on our way.
Still got the hat on, Josh.
What?
You still got the hat on.
Yeah, he asked me to keep it on till Tuesday.
You have to keep the hat on until Tuesday?
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen. It looks like Senator Kerry draws a pretty good crowd.
With this kind of momentum, it'll be hard to lose.
Mr. I ain't a boy, no, I'm a man, and I believe in a promised land. We have a chance to change our country. There's a dark cloud rising from the desert floor. I pack my bags and I'm headed straight into the storm. Gonna be a twist and a blow, everything down. I ain't got the faith to stand its ground. Roll away the dreams that tear you apart. Roll away the dreams that break your heart. Roll away the lies that leave you nothing but lost in broken heart. Roll the lights on Main Street High, 'cause they understand. Five more days. And the powerful and the special interests. I choose the American people.
Good evening, everyone. We do begin tonight with Osama bin Laden. He showed up again just a few hours ago on videotape.
وإن الأحرار لا يفرطون بأمنهم.
The security of the Americans are in their hands, he said.
With the presidential election only 4 days away, both the president and Mr. Kerry must now deal with a genuine October surprise.
So I'm waiting for talking points because it's going to come up on satellite. This is what we're going to say. Al-Qaeda and other terrorist groups should have no doubt the Americans stand together in our united determination to defeat them, to kill or capture the terrorists and crush their networks.
I will not, they should know that I will turn them down.
Hey, Jahan! Guys, out of shot, let's stay here.
Everyone around this way. Go this way.
In response to this tape of Osama bin Laden, it just made it clear, crystal clear. As Americans, we are absolutely united in our determination to hunt down and destroy Osama bin Laden and the terrorists. They are barbarians. And I will stop at absolutely nothing to hunt down, capture, or kill the terrorists wherever they are, whatever it takes. Period.
What do you make of the timing, Senator? What do you make of the timing?
before Kerry made the statement, he had a briefing with Rand Beers about the Bin Laden tape. Rand had a briefing of his own earlier, shortly after the tape aired, with the normal intelligence community channels that are set up for the Canada. We can't obviously comment on those beyond that.
Hold on. That's a good shot. Paper cutter. I too. Back it this way.
You're gonna have to do this right.
So much more effective.
You are more vain than any woman that I know. I'm turning down the heat. Hot.
It's getting hot in here.
So take off all your clothes.
It's getting hot in here.
Why, thank you.
Oh, can I have some of those?
Yeah, not for your whole pocket though.
Okay, this is enough.
You know what we should do? We should create a singles network for the wackos who email us and call us.
I have that Bruce from Oklahoma who leaves me messages.
But the best one is McCurry's truck driving cousin who calls.
We start the day in Orlando on Monday.
Truckers.
In Detroit around 6.
Maybe all's tentative. All are tentative.
Yep. And then we do another rally in Cleveland that night.
They're all tentative.
I know.
Did I hand you my Diet Coke? Wait, is that mine?
No, it's mine.
Ready?
There we go. Fixing a little hot water, lemon, and honey. Especially on these cold Wisconsin mornings. Come on, baby. Hello there. How are you today, huh? It's a lemon joke. Keeps the voice going. Definitely keeps the voice going. And you're speaking as much as he is every day. You gotta keep the throat going.
President of the United States, John Kerry!
I defended this country as a young man. I volunteered to fight for it then, and I will defend it as President of the United States of America.
Michael Kranish and Jack Farrell there discussing my Senate record.
Yeah. Somebody called the senator this morning and said that Kranish and Farrell were on C-SPAN this morning talking about how many bills he passed.
We said 56.
Yeah.
They whittled it down and said we have 11.
That's bills that passed.
Yeah, but it's not just bills that passed.
The Bush administration said they only passed 5. Kranish and Farrell said 11.
Marine mammal protection.
Yeah.
Flood insurance. Coastal zone management.
Yeah. Youth bill, there's marine fisheries, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, I'll look into it. And I said, sir, there's different categories. I think what they're referring to is 11 that actually were signed by a president.
It's just not accurate.
Okay.
Not accurate. You gotta call him up.
Can you have one of the research guys just pull the transcript and match it up to our research? And then we'll figure out how to go back to Farrell.
Roger, Scott.
Up in New Hampshire, right track, wrong track is 40, 50. Right track is only 40.
For us?
Right track, wrong
Oh,
track.
right track, wrong track. I'm losing my mind.
I was up so goddamn early. Shrummy woke me at 6:50. I stayed up till 3 writing something for this morning per their instructions last night, which they summarily discarded this morning. Yeah, exactly.
Marvin, he's going to need to have his driver's license on him on election day. You can get it. Okay. You guys are getting a picture of him walking into the outside of the State House, right?
David?
We don't want to have cameras everywhere when we walk in. We want to set 2 shots. We want him walking into the State House and we want him voting. That's all we need. We don't want to set up any other pictures that compete with that.
And not only is that all we want to set up, we want to limit it to that.
Because we need to have the press controlled in a pre-positioned area, because you're going to have over 100 press show up to this thing. It's a security problem to have them roaming all around. We put our press in a controlled area, and we give them access. We facilitate them getting the coverage that they need, but you don't just walk into a place and have press all over the place. Don't worry about that. It's a fucking phone call where we're going through the plan. We don't need to involve the candidate. We do this every day. So just listen to me. Listen to me. Set up the picture so we get his face while he's filling out the ballot without moving things around, if you can make that happen. The amount of press that are going to be there and the aggressiveness that they're going to show are going to be unlike anything.
And we're already seeing that out here, guys. For all of our OTRs and pull shots, we're starting to rope them off and putting up barricades because they're getting very, very aggressive.
Oh, come on, this is it. Go, go, go. Fight, fight, fight. Go to it, go to it. Come on, we're in the home stretch here. Go, go, go. Fight, fight, jump.
I've always wanted to do
Wave at the people. The deputy mayor of Baghdad was killed.
All of the,
Deputy Mayor of Baghdad was killed?
It'll probably come in 2 separate emails. First, the advisor.
What a mess that place is.
Okay. Well, we're going to mass now.
Zogby just announced who's going to win. Us.
Bush won.
No, he has the national popular vote at 47.9 to 47.3, but he thinks it will keep moving, and he says the states are all breaking to Kerry.
I have a funny story to tell you about that. Yesterday, he was doing an AP interview, and they asked if, does anything haunt you? And I was thinking, say that you're at peace, say that you're at peace. And all of a sudden, and he couldn't hear me, obviously. Out of his mouth, he said, well, I'm very much at peace. I'm like, oh God, it's time for this campaign to be over.
What's happening tomorrow, Mark?
Tomorrow?
Going to lunch in Boston.
I might go see a movie.
I have a weird ring to it. November 2nd.
November 2nd. Tomorrow is Election Day. Dog catchers across this country. Be elected.
On election night in 2000, after the 4 networks showed that Bush won and we were on our way to the War Memorial to concede, Loftus called me and now he's going to deny this, but it's true. Called me and wanted to talk about the entrance music. And I had to say, Jimmy, we lost. We're not playing any music. But he thought we needed to keep it upbeat.
It's out of our hands now. We just can't make mistakes.
What is a mistake that you made? Is it just him?
Oh, a verbal gaffe, or not getting a picture, or being late. Yep, I mean, the formula is there for us to win. Now we just have to see who comes out and votes.
So what happens on election night?
We just basically sit around, watch nervously as the results come in. I may go to a movie. There's nothing to do on election day. It's all done.
CNN's poll of polls, an average of the major national polling results, shows the president with an average 2-point lead over Senator Kerry. That is the big picture nationwide. But as you know, this is about 50 individual states. And in Florida, the largest of the states in play, with 27 electoral votes. Here's what the latest CNN USA Today Gallup poll shows. President Bush trailing Senator Kerry by a point, 48-47 among the likely voters. All of this within the margin of error.
I feel great. I feel fabulous. I'll see you tomorrow.
Any response from the charge that you called me
Yes,
Osama bin
right
Laden?
here. I did not. No.
Right here, guys. Right here. Hold right here. Dina, hold. Dina, hold. Let him get on the plane from here, guys. CJ, hold up. God, animal.
Does the company that supplies buses for political campaigns really have to be called Lamers?
Look at the shoe pits.
Like, it's fine. Nobody notices it when you're doing well. But as soon as you have a shitty poll, they're like, oh, here's a metaphor. Here's a metaphor.
They love the metaphors, the press.
Here's a metaphor.
They love the metaphors.
It's great. This is great fall campaign weather. All these people stood out here in the rain today. That means they'll stand in the rain at the polls tomorrow.
I was so confused when I woke up. I thought I was in Wisconsin. But we weren't in Wisconsin. Where were we woke up? Oh, we were in Florida. We were in Orlando. Morehouse. I said, baby. So, what do we think about tomorrow, my friend?
Can't you tell by my demeanor? I really think we're going to lose. I think we're going to lose. I don't. No, I think we're going to win.
Do you?
Yeah.
We're going to win.
We're going to win. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to win Florida. We're going to win Pennsylvania. We're going to win Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, New Hampshire. I don't think we're going to win New Mexico. No, Minnesota, yes. New Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see us not winning New Mexico.
Nervous optimism would best describe the mood among his staff as the campaign dashed across the battleground states.
And then out by the airplane. No, just got off the airplane. Sitting out here waiting for him. Yeah, high spirit. It's good. We're gonna win this. We're gonna win this thing. I don't know. What state are we in?
Ohio.
Ohio. We're in Ohio.
It is. It's great. Isn't this great? Isn't it unbelievable? There's more people in downtown Cleveland.
Yeah, there haven't been this many since 1952.
Or the opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of
Yes,
Fame,
which
or a
was-
football or baseball
There you
game.
go, exactly.
Do you think we're going to win tomorrow?
Absolutely.
I think we will too. We have a solid team in place.
Tomorrow's gonna be a great day. And it's largely in part because of, not that I'd say that publicly, but it had a lot to do with it.
We're going to win. You're here with us. This is the last event of the campaign. This is it. Hold on. This is where we're ending. This is great that you're here.
The celebration we have, we are right here on the eve of a big victory. And the victory is in our hands.
See the crowd? I have seen the crowd. It's a big crowd. It's a nice way to end the campaign.
Exciting over here. I hadn't gotten involved. The train, the things I sang about, and the people I was writing about for the past 30 years. So I was glad to be out here. I didn't think I'd be out here this time, but you know, I've enjoyed it, and I hope I've, you know, helped a little bit. It's so beautiful tonight. Oh, look at this. It's a gift, because I was worried it was going to be cold and rainy. Then to have Bruce here, the boss singing, that's great.
I've been writing about America for 30 years, who we are, what we stand for, what we fight for. And these ideas are what's at stake tomorrow. And nobody's got all the answers to all of America's problems. And when John Kerry wins tomorrow, it's just the beginning of the work that we need to do ourselves to create a humane American society through hard times and good times. That's why one nation indivisible and united we stand can't become empty slogans, but need to remain guiding principles of our public policy. Well, the future is now. It's time to roll up your sleeves and to let your passions flow in the service of a more just and equitable society. That's why I'm here to stand alongside Senator Curry and to tell you that the country we carry in our hearts is waiting. So tomorrow, get grandma, get ma, get pa, get them all out there and vote.
Turn out your neighborhood.
good. Now we just have to win.
What's the weather like in Ohio?
It's great. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, this is, as you know, this can be a drag sometimes doing this, but this is one of those nights when you think, oh, this is why I do this. I mean, it's gorgeous in Cleveland.
Weather's supposed to be good tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
And that has to be a concern.
You know why I think Ohio's going to go just great? Because when I came here after Wisconsin, you guys gave me Lucky Buckeye, and here's my Lucky Buckeye!
What? No fucking way, man! You kidding me? Sleep? Sleep is for the faint-hearted! Some of them. This one he watched the movie. Some mindless thing.
What did he watch?
I don't know, some mindless thing that made him absolutely happier than hell. I woke up at one point and looked up and he was just blank.
In 25 years, I'll probably tell people that it was the greatest experience of my entire life. Maybe could only be equaled by spending some time in the White House, but I don't think it'll ever be the same just in respect of what we went through to get to where we are, regardless if we win or lose. We've been at it for so long. We've been through so much crap. Imagine ever doing, or ever having something be as challenging or as rewarding. It's been the best time of my life. One way or another, best time of my life.
Who is doing the fucking motorcade here? You're camera one, right?
I feel a little nervous, but only because it's a close race.
You're here. You are here. You are behind him, okay? Who's doing the fucking motorcade?
All the indicators tell me we're going to win, and actually surprise a lot of people by how many states we pick up.
We're going to be going in 30 seconds. Get this shit straight.
How's Jackson?
I'm fucking crazy now, Beck. I love you. I have to go. Call me back.
It's good to be home, baby. I love you.
Hey, how are you? Where's Melanie? Sounds like the networks are going to be very cautious about exit polling because of last time.
It's election day. We're heading to the Boston State House here so the senator can vote. I wonder who he's going to vote for. I think we talked about this morning, still up in the air.
Is the moment what you expected?
I don't think anybody can anticipate or expect what it's like to see your name on the ballot for president. Pretty special.
It's about 2 o'clock, I think. Yeah, just about 2. And, the first polls are going to close between like 7 and 8.
Good. That's perfect.
The first one on the East Coast is 7. And then, all the way up till midnight they'll close, so we have a while.
What? CNN's running nonstop lunch coverage. Theo Yedinsky just emails me. It's almost 3 p.m. The race is close and John Kerry is still eating Little Necks. Man, can that guy eat Little Necks.
Stand by. Let him get in, and then we'll figure out how the hell we're going up.
Well, tonight is all about how the electoral map shakes out. The 11 or so battleground states are there in yellow. Ohio, of course, looms large, and we are reminded once more today that no Republican has won the White House without the Buckeye State. You can only imagine what it's like inside the two campaigns themselves. The candidates and the staffers who worked so hard are waiting, I suspect, anxiously along with the rest of the country to see how things break.
Yeah, it's 5:35, East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. Mobs, crowds, exhaustion. I think it's amazing. It feels to me like I just haven't slept in 5 days.
Evening, everybody. Are we pumped up? Are we ready for a great night here in America?
What do we think about the upper
Yeah, I think the first, why don't we say, listen, we think the first state that's going to change hands tonight from 2000 is New Hampshire.
If you can read them, top numbers carry. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, Wisconsin, New Hampshire.
Okay, Upper Midwest. You know, very strong. Everything we hear from Wisconsin, you know, says that, you know, we had a very, very strong performance. Minnesota, turnout, again, very high. Minnesota looks like it's going to be a clear victory. And we think it's going to be enough to carry us to victory in the state.
You don't need to say doing bad.
Huge margins. Yeah, no.
People with various networks are saying that their contacts in the Bush administration, the Bush campaign, are dejected. Some have said they are certain now that Kerry's going to win. I don't know. You know, it's a fucking fool's paradise until 8 o'clock.
And remarkably, in the Southwest, we've got Nevada, New Mexico, places, again, red state, one of them a red state from last time. Not only competitive, we think we got a good shot of winning both.
Right now. Can I give you the girl thing?
Yeah.
You guys have got to smile and show we're happy we're winning. You cannot go up there with an intense face, okay?
We think New Hampshire may be the first red state to change to a blue state in this election cycle. My understanding that the exit polls are hardening up pretty well, and they are consonant with what we're seeing in terms of our own performance model.
Our thinking on election night was if we win Ohio or Florida, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to win the presidency. If we win both, they're toast. They have a word for that, and they usually write it in big black print on the front of newspapers, and they call it a fucking landslide. I don't know that that's going to happen. I feel like the dumbest bastard in the world for even saying it right now.
We're going to hold in Ohio. Everything we're seeing from there, again, massive turnout. All of this stuff is very good for us.
I want to go over and start thinking about moving Kerry over here.
I feel good, man. I feel good, man. I feel good, man. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it.
We have a 42,000 vote lead in Palm Beach County with less than half the vote in. Ohio was a state that was staying close throughout the campaign, but we are very bullish based on the turnout in the state. So overall, we feel like we're in a strong position.
Regardless of the outcome tomorrow, what's bigger than Democrat or Republican is that we're all Americans.
Could be a long night for you, for the president, for all of us, for the American people as well.
It looks like it's going to be a long time. What are you doing right now? You should be watching this. These fucking numbers, it's all tightening up. Fitzwanger? It looks like these guys, it looks like New Hampshire's trending to us, which is great.
And we'll be watching very closely to see how these states develop as this day turns.
I think if Ohio goes, we're fucked.
Iowa, Minnesota, those are carry states. And then you look at the Southwest, Nevada, and New Mexico, and you don't have to take all of those. We think we'll take one of the two.
We didn't think we'd get them all in by 11 anyway.
So anyway, we're still hopeful in Florida. And yeah, there's definitely still a chance in Colorado and Nevada. Everything in the exit polling showed that those races were still tight.
Fox just called Ohio?
Florida's gone. Anyone call Florida in? Florida's gone. Fucking wrong.
John Kerry is the next president of the United States with Ohio. George Bush is it without.
Over the state, George Bush has done well in the so-called I-4 corridor, the Orlando to Tampa area, and even though the Democratic vote is high in the South, it does now appear the Kerry campaign pessimistic about the chance that those late counting absentee ballots and the rest of it are going to push push John Kerry over the top.
So basically, what we're going to look for is for Ohio to be, too close to call, but we're going to probably try. If we have a 1-vote lead in that too close to call, we're coming out and declaring a victory in some way. So You know, so we avoid what happened in 2000, which was, you know, Bush looking like he won and we were trying to steal it from him.
If we lose, I don't know. We worked pretty hard. We fought pretty hard. I can't think of anything I could have done differently. I don't think anybody in the campaign could have done anything differently. We all gave 200% every day. It's been a long campaign. I think we gave the American people a pretty good case for voting for John Kerry, and I don't know if there's much else we could have done. So obviously I'll be disappointed if we lose, but I don't think I'll have any regrets. It was a tough 2 years, and I think we did everything we could. So it's hard to really think about it, but we'll have to see.
Doesn't it seem like they're taking their time tearing it down? Debris. The aftermath.
We got one more event. One more speech. Wish it was a different kind of speech.
Hey, we're on our way over to Faneuil Hall right now.
You're just not supposed to fucking do 18 hours a day, even for a fucking year straight. Now with this kind of intensity, the emotional up and downs, and the fucking physical demands, it's just too fucking much for people to do. It knocks years off your life. It's the price you pay, and a lot of these guys, and me included, are just drawn to this process, but it's not the fucking lights and sound systems and fucking Bruce Springsteen concerts, all of that's supposed to be fucking energy towards a goal. The last vestige of nobility in this whole fucking process is, you are loyal to that person. That's your job. James Carville said, you hire my ass and I throw my heart in for free.
I did my best to express my vision and my hopes for America. We worked hard, and we fought hard, and I wish that things had turned out a little differently. But in an American election, there are no losers, because whether or not our candidates are successful, the next morning we all wake up as Americans.
The only regrets I have is that I can't sit and read about, the transformation of the United States. But, tough shit. The universe hardly cares. I won't get to a point where I deny that George Bush is the President of the United States. I'm too much in awe, even with all of the ugly underbelly shit of the institution, and that's that's the way it goes. I don't have to stand up and clap, but.
Is Teresa coming?
Sorry, steady.
You need to sort of step back and look at a broad picture of what was happening and look at it in a historical context. We're running against an incumbent. Not often does an incumbent lose. On top of that, we ran against an incumbent that was successful at defining his presidency as a wartime presidency. The American people don't vote against someone in the middle of a war.
They let George Bush characterize himself as a wartime president instead of characterizing him as just a guy who got us into a big damn mess.
What was the overarching point
of the campaign. I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know now. I lived it for 11 months, admittedly intoxicated and exhausted and strung out from cigarettes and arguing with press and staffers and the whole thing. I don't know. That's a problem.
So what do you think about this election? Well, I think it's great. We're gonna. Any surprises that you found, Luckily? No, but the polls show this.
But you don't believe in polls.
Well, I don't believe in polls. But what do you think about this? You know, do you like President Bush? I don't know President Bush.
Find me a pony, get it in the goddamn... Well, where am I going to find a pony? You're a failure here. You'll be a failure for the rest of your life. Just take a transit job and relax, because you're a pathetic loser. Pat's like, and he said he's wonderful, because like just the last time I saw him, he said, oh, I'm going off to my life of mediocrity. Bye. I was like, good luck, loser boy. Why don't you open up, Ponies R Us or something?